Greetings travelers, this is Gav. Welcome to another Last Epoch lore video. This is the story of the Hallowed Graveyard. It's not exactly a secret zone, but you'd literally have to ignore quest objectives to enter it or even be looking for it. So it's pretty well hidden for most. The Hallowed Graveyard lies directly to the north along the Soul Warden's Road. The graveyard is dark and grim with decayed ground throughout. As we approach clusters of graves throughout the zone, they light up with ghastly green names. Through some research, I found that each one of these tombstones are part of Last Epoch's Kickstarter campaign that began back in 2018. You could donate any amount of money towards the project and be rewarded with in-game cosmetics or physical items depending on your backer tier. Just as a quick aside, there were tiers below and between the ones that we'll be covering, but those won't be in today's video. The other tiers included things like shirts, stickers, hoodies, alpha and beta access, and so on. If you pledged $250 or more, you earned the Lagan supporter title, which was the first backer tier eligible for the in-game tombstone. The tombstones would be placed within the Hallowed Graveyard with your name on it. I counted 86 total backers from their 2018 Kickstarter page that met the Lagan backer tier or above, but I only counted around 80 viable graves within the Hallowed Graveyard that were large enough for names to be placed on them. Of those 80 tombstones, only 28 actually have Kickstarter backer names listed on them, so I'm not sure where the rest are. Maybe some backers just pledged a few $100s to show their support during the Kickstarter and chose to waive the in-game rewards. Who knows? It's more likely that EHG is still working on this zone and adding to it. There's potential for some really cool in-game cosmetic stuff to be added throughout this zone in the future, like future seasonal supporter pack rewards or something like that. And it can always be updated, added onto, or revamped entirely. It's kind of a tucked away zone that can be accessed completely optionally by those interested in this kind of stuff, or ignored by those that could care less. So to me, it's harmless and actually pretty cool. Your name is in the game forever. A second interesting backer reward within the Hallowed Graveyard came with the Majasa supporter pledge tier of $400 and above. You would receive an in-game zombie named after you and voiced by you. I counted 38 total backers that pledged $400 or more in order to receive this in-game zombie reward. But I only count 6 zombie tombstones in the graveyard. To spawn the zombies, you need to find particular tombstones throughout this zone that can be clicked on. Clicking the grave spawns a zombie with the same name as their tombstone. Each one chases you around slowly and utters a handful of phrases. These zombie voiceovers were submitted to EHG by the Kickstarter backers themselves. I'll go through each zombie tombstone and play their audio. If you stick around to the end, there's a few other high-tier Kickstarter rewards that I'd like to explore before we wrap up the video. But without further ado, here's the zombies. James P. Tolmat.
Sandwich. It's just flesh wound. I was dead. You should have left me alone.
Ulsev Biden. Roscoe Taylor.
It's just a flesh wound. I was dead. You should have left me alone. Rise, my brothers.
Dobyah Van Oaks. Sicily, destroyer of pizza.
Oh, Father. Pizza.
is my dose.
Big Ewitos Levi.
Rise, my brothers. It's just a flesh wound. Brains.
Which zombie's your favorite? Let me know down in the comments. Let's take a quick look at a few other Kickstarter backer rewards, some being in-game while others are physical items. Along with the in-game zombie reward tier of $400 and above, you also received a Last Epoch game mat signed by Judd Kobler himself, which is pretty awesome. Next up, at $750 or more, you would receive a 3D Crystal Chrono Worm figurine and the title of Raye supporter. There were a total of 22 backers at this tier and above, and each Chrono Worm was 3D printed and hand painted to ensure EHG was satisfied with the quality. And I have to say, they look pretty amazing. At $2,500 or more, you would earn the Oribus supporter title. At this tier, you could design a lost memory in the game. There were only 14 eligible for this reward, and I don't quite know what these lost memories manifested as in the live game. The description on the Kickstarter page made these out to sound like hidden lore side quests via memories that were either dropped in-game or found during your journey and explored further. The only thing similar that I could find was the cave painting from Chapter 2's Precipice Zone. The cave painting was admitted to be a Kickstarter reward by Mike on Reddit, stating that this painting will be a reference to another one of the Kickstarter backers rewards coming very soon. If you know anything further on these lost memories, definitely let me know down in the comments. The second highest backer tier was a pledge of $5,000 or more, granting the Atera supporter title. There were 12 total backers at this tier or above. At this level, you would be able to create a custom NPC with dialogue in the game, as well as an exclusive custom in-game cosmetic pet. The NPCs would be difficult to track down which ones are backer NPCs, as there's quite a few with just random dialogue. If you know of any NPCs that are definitely Kickstarter NPCs, let me know down in the comments. I also couldn't find any images of these custom companion pets, but I assume that they're unlike anything purchasable or obtainable currently, so that they would stick out in a crowd. If you or anyone you know has one of these custom pets, or you can find a screenshot, I would love to see how these turned out. Last but not least is the $10,000 pledge tier, which had 4 total backers, granting the Epoch supporter title. This level allowed you to design a boss with EHG, as well as receiving an exclusive character effect of your choosing. I couldn't find any information on what those effects might have been, or which bosses are potentially tied to this reward tier, if they're even in the game yet. Again, let me know if you know of any of this definitively down in the comments, because that's pretty awesome. I wonder which bosses were designed by Kickstarter backers, if they're already in the game, or what bosses potentially are to come. And that about wraps up the video. Knowing what you know now about the game and its development, would you have supported EHG in their Kickstarter campaign? Which reward would you have gone for? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you're looking forward to more Last Epoch lore, and Chapter 5 is coming very soon. I'll see you there. Farewell, travelers.